this is the Vande Bharat which Prime Minister launched in 2019, right? So, in 2017, he said that we should have a world-class train where our people are able to move with the same safety and comfort that people in Europe are moving, and the way the engineers took that challenge, within 1.5 years, they came out with the first Vande Bharat, and it is a phenomenal train. It's a very good train. It has already covered 18 lakh kilometers, the two trains. They have covered 18 lakh kilometers, which means, if you look at the perimeter of the earth, I think it has covered 45 times the whole earth. So that is the kind of, without having a replacement rake. Now, why this train is world class? This is a question so many people ask me. I give one example. Bullet train, and let's, answer is there, but still let's take it as a quiz. The bullet train, when it moves, it picks up from 0 to 100 kmph. It does so in 55.5 seconds. The Vande Bharat does this 0 to 100 kmph pickup in 54 seconds. No claps for the right answer, because the answer is there. So that's the kind of technology which has come. And should we stop here? No. We should use this as the first platform and move to Vande 2, Vande 3, Vande 4. As, I mean, the way technology evolves, that philosophy we should use here. So, again, a very important point to note, when Japan started the bullet journey, the first train they did was 163 kmph speed potential. Our Vande 1 is 160 kmph. The second they did was 210. Our Vande 2 and Vande 3 will be 180 kmph speed potential. Vande 3, which already we have completed the design work and the tender will be finalized by December this year, is 210 kmph. It's a journey every country takes, and we are very much on that journey in this, on this path. What Vande 2 will have, better ride quality. So ride quality is measured by something called a ride index. More the ride index means there are more jhatke in the train, right? It is going to be very bumpy ride. So let's say a typical ride index in Indian railway system today is about 3.5 to 4. Whereas in Europe it is like 2 to 2.5. In Japan, on the bullet Shinkansen network, it is 1.5 to 2. So see the difference. 1.5 to 2 means the bottle will not really shake, the glass will not shake when it is put in the train. That's the kind of level of comfort which is there. With this new generation Vande, which is going to roll out in coming few weeks from the factory in Chennai, will have a ride index of 2.5 to 3. That is a significant improvement from 3.5 to 4. It is a logarithmic scale. It is not a linear scale. It is a logarithmic scale. So the comfort level is actually exponential, multiple times what it is in case of a normal thing, right? Inbuilt kavach, better seating, better interiors, and the most something which I really like about this train is, this is the bogie design, and this is the air spring. It's like a air cushion that we use in our homes. It's like a cushion which absorbs huge amounts of shock when the train is running. That causes, that results into the very highly improved ride index. Better seating, better interiors, sleeper version is about to be launched. That will have very good design for the people traveling overnight. And this is Vande 3. This is Vande 3, which will have 220 kmph speed potential. Design is already done. Tender has been floated, and tender is likely to be finalized by December of this year. And we should see this coming on tracks in 2 years from then. So that's the journey, Vande 1, Vande 2, Vande 3, and having a significantly better, and I'm sure you have traveled in the local trains. Many of you have traveled in, how many of you have traveled in local trains of Mumbai? Right? Quite a significant number. We must have definitely traveled in the regional, let's say from a city, right, to its nearby cities. the old world memos and demos and EMUs and all, that entire thing has to change. There has to be a generational shift in the way train journey happens. So that is what we are working on. So there will be regional metros and rapid metros for, let's say, going from Delhi to Panipat. Let's say Mumbai to its neighboring Kalyan, right? Or going from Bangalore to close by, uh, 40, 50, 60 kilometer radius, or let's say 100 kilometer radius. That's the ideal for a metro kind of product. So that is what we are planning. Already manufacturing has started, and again within next 14 to 16 months, all these trains will also start coming out of the factories. We have to once again I am coming back to the organization, because it's very, very important. How do we bring this change? We change the mindset and we make fundamental changes in the organization. Without making a big bang announcement, lots and lots of small changes, which ultimately adds up the sigma of delta X is very big X. So that kind of thing happens. So all these tenders are now life cycle cost based tenders. Very big change, very, very big fundamental change. When you have a life cycle based tender, then the manufacturers will always look at a better design, better maintainability, better reliability, a significant improvement in the previous stock will be seen in the new rolling stock. Lots and lots of things. Again, technology partners. Railway has been very choosy when in selecting technology partners. We have opened it up significantly. Opened it up like embracing change with open arms. That's the thought process we are right now having in the and very. Does it go back? Okay. So very important point is the cost of logistics reducing by 4 percentage points. What does it mean? In terms of numbers, if you look at what our economy will be, today it is 232 lakh crore economy, right? 232 trillion rupees. Even at a very conservative estimate, by 2030 it will be 500 trillion rupees. 500 lakh crore economy GDP, nominal basis. 4% of that means 30 lakh crore. Imagine that much saving for the industry. Imagine that much competitiveness of our economy. What we are doing for this, all our horsepower, all our locomotives, engines are of vintage of 1960s, 1970s design. 4,500 horsepower, 5,000 horsepower. Totally we are shifting away from that to 9,000 and 12,000 horsepower. First 9,000 horsepower loco will roll out of Dahod, and 12,000 horsepower will roll out of Varanasi. So total shift in the carrying power of railways. A very important and a very significant share of the cargo today will be small parcels. It is already emerged as a very large significant part, and there is no product in railways for that. So this is the product which will roll out this December, a freight EMU, which is a high speed freight carrying train, which is carrying only small parcels in it. This train will roll out in this December. And we have got very encouraging results between the pilots that we did between Surat and Varanasi. Second pilot is about to be launched. Results are very, very encouraging. I mean, whatever amount of cargo we want to carry, that amount of cargo is, and I'll request all the logistics companies present in this conclave to be a part of this journey. It is not you versus me, it is you and me together to change the economy of the country. So I'll request all of you to join hands in this journey. A hybrid freight and passenger train is getting developed, in which passengers as well as freight can be carried together on a multiple deck. So the upper deck can carry the passengers and the lower deck will carry the cargo. So these kind of innovations, these kind of experiments we are doing. And the most satisfying thing is the progress on the bullet train. This is the fifth and last point. Totally new way of working. totally new way of construction. And within few months, we have completed 76 kilometers, 75 kilometers of pillars. Last August, the first foundation was done, and since then the progress has been tremendous. If you move around in Gujarat from Vapi to Ahmedabad, every district you'll see this kind of picture. This is Bharuch, this is Anand, this is Vadodara, this is Mahi River in Anand district, this is the full span casting yard of Vadodara, huge activity. This is Anand's casting yard. This is again a totally new way of construction, right? Even Japan doesn't have it. This is a 40-meter long girder, 1,100 tons, huge thing. This gets lifted up, put on the pillars, and this is the launching gantry, and this is the straddle carrier. This is the bridge gantry. So this entire thing gets placed on this bridge, and then it gets launched onto the next pillar. So you must have seen some videos on YouTube how Chinese do it very fast, right? That same technology we are able to bring here. And again, most of these machines we imported the first few, and everything else we constructed here in India. We designed and constructed them in India. So very satisfying journey. And I also would like to thank the new government of Maharashtra. Immediately after taking over, they have given us all the permissions, and our team has also been working well. So as soon as the permissions came, almost all the tenders for the civil construction work have been already floated. So that is the speed at which we have to work to fulfill your aspirations. This is again, we have to totally transform, not just make incremental changes. I'll be covering 5 elements of this transformation journey. The first element is railway stations. The railway stations, and I'll be focusing primarily on railway here. During the questions, we can have things on telecom and semiconductors. Primarily, we are looking at railway stations as a city center and create new urban spaces. And like we have seen in most cities, stations have a tendency to divide the two sides of the city. Instead of that dividing factor, station should become a joining factor. Lots and lots of changes on the way designs are done, the way construction technologies and construction methodologies are done. How does it move? Shall I use that? Okay. So for example, this is the New Delhi station. This is the way design has been done, estimates, tender papers, everything completed. Very soon we'll be going to the cabinet for getting the approval. This level of change is what we are looking at. We will be creating a roof plaza over the platforms. What does it mean? So this yellow that you see, these are the platforms, and the tracks in between are the tracks, and over this we will be creating it's not shifting properly. I think it's moving in one direction only. Okay, so I'll quickly move then. So this is the Kanpur station. This is the design for Kanpur station. Similarly, this is the design of Ahmedabad station. It's designed on the Sun Temple, Modera. The Sun Temple, Modera is the design inspiration. This is the Surat station. Again, a lot of focus on creating new urban spaces, integrating it with various modes, having an elevated, this is the elevated road so that the traffic flows in a very smooth and seamless manner. This is Secunderabad. This is the way construction technology will get changed. Prefabricated columns will be used. This is the roof plaza we were talking, right? This roof plaza will get created over and above the platform, so which creates a totally new urban space. Wherever possible, we'll be doing elevated road network so that the traffic which comes to station will be seamless traffic transition. Wherever possible, there will be multi-layers of roof plus. And where are we today on stations? We are at 386 master plans under preparation, 53 designs approved, and 46 tenders issued. About, as we speak, yesterday the 6th tender got awarded and construction already started. So, in a sense, it is something which is very close to Prime Minister's heart, and he has given us a target of 75 stations to be completed by, within the next 24 to 36 months, and continue the process so that throughout the country the experience of railways totally changes. So that was the first. This kind of change doesn't come easy. This kind of change comes, all of you know it well, requires a lots of effort on the organizational front. So lots of changes, small changes we have done. Standard EPC contract document. The field officers have been empowered to take the decision. More than 3,000 engineers have been trained on this construction methodology and the design philosophy. Everybody has to be aligned. Like if you have multiple vectors and they are all moving in different directions, the net force will be zero. But if all the vectors are in the same direction, sorry to use a physics terminology here, it helps. So then the force gets multiplied. So all these 3,000 engineers trained, that gives a huge thing, and till the work is not done, the officer will not be transferred. Again, a very small thing, it's not something big, but the change in mindset happens. When the officer stays there, he knows that he has to deliver. He cannot just say that, no, my predecessor didn't do, or I'm okay, I've done it, whatever little, and then I move on, then things don't work. So that kind of thing is moving. I'll come to the second point, the modern train sets. The passenger experience and moving a